Hey everybody, it's me Peter, and today is VEDA day 16. And so let's talk about that thing I talked about on Tumblr. Let's talk about not necessarily the friend zone, but boys and feelings. I think maybe that's a good way to put it. Let's go ahead and take these glasses off. I was really excited. First of all, let me say, when I first posted the thing that I was thinking about talking about on Tumblr, talking about not necessarily the friend zone, but the feelings that go in behind it. I was super excited to see that Millie Grace Stevens, I see you out there, had written this really well thought out, really well informed response. You know, she and I agree that it's important that, you know, while we have empathy for kids and for boys, we don't condone their bad behavior. And that's really the crux of it. We sacrifice recognizing that there are feelings that go on behind actions and instead just look at the actions. You know, there is a human element behind everything that anybody does because everybody is by definition human. Hey, lighting change because it's getting dark. But let's keep going. And glasses off. So... I just recorded a bunch of stuff, and as I was watching it, my ideas became a little bit more solidified. So let's kick it back a little bit. The long and the short of it is I think that a lot of times boys use the term friend zone and the idea of friend zone to compensate for a lack of vocabulary and a lack of comfort in actually talking about their feelings. And I think that this, well, discomfort that comes from talking about feelings stems from this crazy idea of what it means to be masculine that society perpetrates and perpetuates. Both. I'm going to say both of those words. That was not a misspeaking. I don't know. What concerns me is that while we are so rushed to say that the friend zone is a bad thing, we stop there and we don't go further. We don't try to explore the feelings behind where that comes from. And I think this is a very dangerous thing to do because the people who talk about the friend zone are usually kids. These are people, you know, tiny little people, but people nonetheless who are trying, you know, they're in the most formative years and they're trying to figure out how to communicate with their feelings. And so or not communicate with their feelings, but communicate their feelings. And, you know, when we say, oh, you know, friend zone is lame, you know, stop. You can say that. That's perfectly fine. But we need to continue the conversation from there. It needs to be, the friend zone is dumb. But let's talk about the feelings that are going behind this because those aren't. When we talk about feelings, and this is an idea that Mr. Rogers talks about, feelings, when we talk about how we feel and how others feel, this isn't just regular talk. This is important talk. This is why people feel uncomfortable when they talk about their feelings. And we need to normalize it. You know, it's like if you guys saw my channel back in January, I talked about becoming a sex geekdom emissary. The idea of normalizing talking about things that make people uncomfortable. This is both empowering for ourselves and it protects others. And I think maybe that's why I wanted to talk about this in the first place at all, is, you know, we need to push ourselves and others, but mostly ourselves, to go that extra mile. You know, we can't just stop and look at something and, you know, as easy as it is to see something as a simple problem with a simple solution, you know, as easy as it is to say, oh, we need to call the friend zone stupid, or we need to ignore it, or whatever. We need to go further. We have to go and say, and ask both ourselves and the people who are expressing these things to us, why is this how you feel? How do you feel is even more important. What's going into this? Because it's one thing to be angry, but it's quite another, or to feel sad or anything like that, but it's quite another to figure out, you know, what you're going to do with those feelings. To quote Mr. Rogers, you know, what do you do with the mad that you feel? Do you go hit something? Do you, you know, punch and bite and kick? Or do you turn that energy into something productive? Do you build a sandcastle? Do you color? Do you use your words and tell somebody, you know, what's going on the inside? And I think that second part is the most important thing that we can do. And so definitely getting rambly, and that's okay. I guess if you watch this video, the thing that I want you to take away from it is, you know, if somebody says, oh man, I got friend zoned, Be annoyed, be mad, but think, really force yourself to think, what are they saying? Is it about entitlement, or is it something deeper? I can almost guarantee that almost every single time it's always going to be something deeper. It is going to be a sense of loneliness, or a sense of not having intimacy that a person wants, that a person quite frankly needs, that they aren't getting, tied in with rejection, and the idea that along with that rejection comes a diminished self-worth. Like, people are complex human beings, and I think when we can look at them, when we can look at ourselves and each other as these complex human beings, it gets really hard to hate people, first of all. And it makes it so much more wonderful to like people. And it makes it so much easier to like people and to look at somebody and appreciate them for who they are. There's the Chinese saying, "I wu ji wu," which means, and the tones are totally wrong, but the idea is, love the house, crows and all. It's like, love me, love my dogs. It's just, there's value in getting to know people. And I think that's what today's vlog is about, is take time to get to know people, especially when they make you mad. Try and understand them. And I think maybe you'll find that life will be much less simple, but much more fulfilling. All right, guys, that's all I got. I hope some of this makes sense. Tell me, what I want to know from you guys is, what has been a situation in your life where you go through and, somebody just pisses you off or, upsets you some crazy way, and then you go and find out that there's more to it than just, oh, they're pissing you off. You find out, why they are being the way they are being. And what was it like when you had that realization that, oh my God, something in their life much bigger than their interaction with me is going on, and that's why they're acting the way that they are? Let me know in the comments below, or on Tumblr or Twitter. And again, thank you so much, Millie Grace Stevens, because first of all, you're being a teacher, and second of all, you're engaging in a very important dialogue, in my opinion. I think it's very important. You're the best, and don't ever change, unless it means getting better, which is going to happen inevitably, so I don't need to give you that advice. Okay, that's all I got, guys. So until next time, stay safe, stay classy, and stay awesome. I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.